The Piano Man by Chance 124. So, I'm staying at college for the holidays, since my boss can't find anyone to cover shifts and I could really use the cash rather than flying home. Sad, I know, but that's the situation I'm in right now. Me and my roommates live in your typical shitty college duplex, with a staircase between the living room, kitchen, and dining room / pong table room. 3 bedrooms upstairs and an unfinished cement basement we don't plan on touching until our other friend could afford to move in down there. At this point, it's worth mentioning that our landlord really didn't have his shit together. There's a hole in the basement floor that he told us he would have cemented by the time we moved in, and a long dresser he said he would remove, which is now our pong table. Whatever, we got a discount from our already cheap rent, which was a Christmas present in itself. None of us really care about the basement, plus free pong table. Anyways, everyone's gone home for Christmas, so I'm home alone, bored as hell, trying to prepare some spreadsheets that my boss said he couldn't get to tonight. I'm about 4 hours in and really hitting my stride when I hear my duplex neighbor start playing this weird song on his piano, which was really surprising to me as I'd never seen this dude do anything but smoke weed outside because his girlfriend wouldn't let him in the house. I tried putting in some headphones, but it only got louder and increasingly intense. It was almost shaking this house with our paper-thin walls. Not as bad as hearing them yell at each other, but given this new workload I had to finish, and the fact that I should be home drinking Baileys with my friends and family right now, it pushed me over the edge. It's also worth mentioning that this song was not very pleasant. It sounded slightly out of tune and made me feel uneasy, which may have easily been because of the Adderall I'd taken earlier. I've been having troubles finding my brand, and I'm easily irritable and anxious lately. Not remembering this, or choosing to believe it's not the case, I stormed downstairs, ready to yell at my high-ass neighbor banging on his piano. But when I reached the main floor, I realized it's coming from the left side of the house, whereas my neighbor lives to the right of us. To make things worse, I realized that it sounded louder in the basement. I do a little investigating, but this isn't a horror movie, so I just peek around the corner since it's right on the side of the staircase. I could have sworn I saw a faint light in this hole, but the piano song seemed to have just ended, and I was out of there. At this point, I know I'm just geeking out, so I fetch my audio headphones and blast some music, making a note to text my landlord to seal that thing in the morning, after bringing up some beers to calm my nerves and help me sleep. So someone's bound to ask, it sounded sort of like that song from Ocean's 11, getting more intense as it goes, but I couldn't really get a read on it, or where it was going since it was slightly out of tune, whatever it was. It sounded more like the piano was broken than the player was messing up. Anyways, I go to sleep and my headphones are on and all is well. The next day I text my landlord to fix the damn hole. He tells me he forgot all about it and will be over around 2. I get home from work and go straight to the basement, flick on the lights and peek around the corner. The hole's filled. Good. With nothing else to do and my curiosity satisfied, I start playing the Dying Light game I just gifted myself since it was on a deep sale. Again, I start to hear the piano as clear as last night, playing the same song. I go outside to see if it's any louder, and it's not. So I go back to the basement. The hole is back open, and there's definitely a light down there. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think it's funny, or the time of year to be doing shit like this. So I call the police and explain that my landlord's being a dick and playing pranks on me. Obviously, they don't care. I live in a town where they have much better things to be doing anyways. After having the cops tell me to grow some balls, I decide to investigate. I finally work up the courage to go downstairs. The hole looks just like it did 2 days ago, and with no dust or any sign of removing the concrete at all. Is one of my roommates doing this shit? Whatever, I'm sick of these games and I want to get back to my TV, so I slowly dip my head in the hole. About 60 feet away, I see an old man facing northwest from me, going to town on this piano. There seems to be a spotlight shining on him from very high up, much higher than the floor should allow. But I'm looking at this all upside down, mind you. He seems very tall, definitely over 6 feet, almost breaching 7, yet skinny as hell with long bony fingers gliding over the piano. But the weirdest thing was his neck. It looked like it was 2 times the length that it should be. I'm not saying this dude isn't human. He just looks weird as hell. Again, maybe it's my meds. He's hunched over and staring at the keys like this piano is the only thing in the world that matters, and he hasn't seen it since NAM. At this point, I'm freaking out. What is this man doing playing piano under my house? Time to call the cops again and rub it in. I spin up from the hole and find myself in the dark. I look around and see nothing, only to turn around and see the man 60 feet away from me. I look down at the hole and see my basement floor on the other side. A loud smash on the keyboard whips me around, the man now staring at me with a seething hate, heaving, then letting out a scream like nothing I've ever heard before, with long, elongated teeth like the rest of him. He jumps up, knocking over the bench behind him, and starts sprinting at me, mashing his teeth and twisting his head and neck. More than I thought humanly possible. I wake up in my bed today at 7 a.m., completely fine. I work up the courage to go check on the basement, writing a horribly worded variant of insults that I'll be telling my landlord soon for doing this to me. But what do you know? The hole is sealed, same as it was when I got home from work. It's now 1 p.m. and I'm at work completely freaking out, not sure what to do. I booked the cheapest hotel I can find for the night, but other than that, I don't know what else to do. Here's hoping this is in the past. I'll let you guys know if anything else happens.